The most listened to radio show. Even the other stations are tuned in too. Welcome to the Morning Express on Mainland 98.3
Yes, it is the Mainland 98.3 FM, the sound of Lagos. Time check right now is 8:43 a.m. So I'll just go straight into the conversation for today on Mainland Focus, because this is the part where you get to be a part of the conversation, and we want to give you as much time as possible for you to air your submission as regards the focal points of the day. So we're taking our two stories, all the front pages of the Guardian and Vanguard newspaper. The first is as regards the number of delegates Nigeria has at the ILO conference, as the International Labour Conference, and also the minimum wage conversation and the statement from the president on the front page of Vanguard, which says we will pay what we can afford. That's what President Tinubu said. We'll get the reports shortly. My name is Omobola Sandra. Fuad Sahid is here with me as well in the studio. Thank you for joining us. And
Thank you for having me.
We're also live on Facebook, so you can join the conversation live on Facebook to drop your comments as the show progresses. So let's get into it. I'll start off, of course, with the story here from Vanguard newspaper, The Guardian, rather, on page 7, where it says that Nigeria has a total of 289 delegates at the International Labour Conference in Geneva, Switzerland. And that's the highest number of registered delegates at the ongoing conference. And according to the list, this is out of 187 countries that are represented there. The Nigerian contingent, of course, led by the Minister of Labour, Ms. Nkiruka Onyejocha, Minister of State for Labour and Productivity. And this list includes 108 registered as government delegates. 108 government delegates. How many people
to go and do what? Really?
Represent Nigeria?
What are they saying in that ILO conference? We are seeing.
Are we speakers? Are we?
Even if we are speakers, so the 100 will speak.
108 registered as government delegates. We have 62 identified as employers delegates. Maybe that's OPS. Is that OPS?
I don't know.
You just said employers.
Of course, there will always be something to package,
right.
you know.
And then we have 116 as workers delegates.
116.
Where does Labour fall? Labour Union, because they are there.
I don't know where they will fall really. Whether
they fall under government
or the employers or
employers or workers.
Workers.
Are they, because they are workers?
Yeah, I think maybe the workers delegate.
Okay, so 116 falls under workers delegates. Then we have 2 identified as persons accompanying the minister. So Mrs. Nkiru has 2 people.
No, the ones who pick a bag,
and they are not part of the government. 108.
No, these ones are just 2 people. You see, we are not serious, and it's actually very annoying. Very annoying. We keep saying these things. We say it over and over and over and over. Nobody pays attention. This is a period of tightening your belt. There's no money. Remember, the president was also talking about delegates in convoy, reducing convoy. Nothing has been reduced, Sandra. Cutting down the cost of governance. Look, the monies we keep saying is not available to take care of the needs of the poor people. Is the monies we spend recklessly in this manner. The same monies we say is not available to take care of the needs of the poor masses of Nigeria. That is the same money we throw into all of these kinds of nonsense. Remember what the Malawian president said about managing scarce resources of the country, and he said that look, nobody's going anywhere again, and if we must go, we join virtually. We don't do what we say we want to do. We just mouth it. We just say. Let me tell you why these delegates will be this large, because these monies have been made available and they must be spent. In fact, I remember one of my boss had called me into a conversation and he said that, look, do you guys even pay attention to your budgets? The way monies are appropriated, the way monies are spent. if you get annoyed, if you are already annoyed about the way Nigeria is running, you get times 10 annoyed when you really pay attention to details of the way we budget money in this country. The reckless appropriations we have.
What? I don't know, because I asked earlier on where Labour falls, because Joe Ajaero is on this list.
No, they are
Festus Sisifo is there as well.
The entire leadership of the Labour is not in the country.
And we are currently back in the conversation.
Anyway, these are people who are still, again, we can't leave it at their doorstep because the government also has a very large delegation. We said it the last time at the climate change conference, Sandra. COP28. And it was as if they paid attention, but you can see that nobody's paying attention to anything, Sandra.
Apparently not. If we have 108 registered government delegates,
doing what precisely?
And we have 116 workers delegates.
Doing what there? I know that, look, if they are delegates of government workers and what have you, you're going to pay for their flight, their hotel accommodation, there's going to be extra costs, there will be feeding allowance, some amount of allowances. And I'm sure if we aggregate the money, Sandra, you'll be shocked.
Sometime last year or so, yes, when this government was new in to go to this same, people are at this Geneva conference, this ILO conference rather. I hope you also know that there are people at the AfrExim conference as well in the Bahamas. In the
Bahamas, yes. God knows how many government delegations we have there.
We're not going to
Sandra, let me say something. And I think I'm hoping I'll be able to sort that out. There was this Goodluck Jonathan conference that was held yesterday. The foundation had the Democracy Day conversation. Yesterday it was transmitted live on TV. And we had a particular professor from Kenya, Professor Olubayi, who said a whole lot. If you've not listened to what that professor has, I've promised I will get that audio and find a program to just play it about 45 by today. So that Africans and Nigerians can listen to what we're saying. The man was talking about the fact that, look, if you want to get out of this doldrum of underdevelopment, if you want to get out of this problem of lack of development, lack of foresight, lack of visionary leadership, you need to invest in education.
Let's look at the president's statement now. We've looked at, that's the first focal point, by the way. We're going to be looking at how, how committed our leaders are at the use of our scarce resources when we have over 280 delegates at an international labor conference.
And the president said, I'm going to pay the minimum wage I can afford.
And here we have the president saying, I can only pay what I can afford.
So we can afford to send 299 people to Geneva.
But we can't afford anything higher than 62,000.
So you see the contrast, you see the irony.
It's not an irony, it's just what you can afford.
Really?
Scale of preference.
Okay, okay, that's fine. I agree.
Well, the president has said he would approve what is affordable as the new minimum wage, and that he's alerting the National Assembly to expect his memorandum on the final settlement. He said this during the 25th Democracy Day anniversary dinner that was held at the Old Banquet Hall, Presidential Villa, Abuja, and said the amount will be forwarded to the National Assembly and will be so that Nigerians can afford it.
Did you see the part of cut your coat according to your...
And I don't know if we're still working with this 62. If we are working with the 62,000, because
or something
it may be higher. Okay. I don't know how this could be something that people can afford when we have a 62,000 minimum wage and we have a bag of rice going for 85 to 90,000.
Why can't the president be so open as to say, look, this is what I want to pay, really?
Maybe he's waiting for them to come back from the conference.
To do what?
So that they can
continue the conversation. Look, the president has not said I'm going to be speaking with organized labor about what we want to agree
so we don't know.
He's saying he's going to transmit an executive bill to the assembly for passage. So he's made up his mind. So whatever he has in mind, can't he just tell Nigerians, be open enough to tell this is how much I'm going to pay? We are going to know eventually. But again,
and so chill. Don't let go of your steez because you're waiting for minimum wage. Why does not know what that is? Okay. Don't worry, I'll tell Daisy to educate you later.
I'm not interested. Leave me where I am. People will come.
Senate President, the President said, Senate President, Deputy Senate President, you get a notice from me. If I've changed my mind on minimum wage, we're going to do it. What Nigeria can afford, what you can afford, what I can afford. They ask you to cut your coat according to your size. If you have size at all. End of quotes from the president himself. He said, and I quote, they ask you to cut your coat according to your size if you have size at all. I don't have size, so I'm just gonna be here wearing what my mama gave me.
Sandra, I'm done. Let Nigerians take it from there.
It's all right. So let's look at this. That's the conversation for today. The phone line is officially open. The first is as regards 289 delegates, which is the highest at the International Labour conference happening in Geneva at the moment. So what does this say about how committed we are to the judicious use of scarce resources, and how do we get the nation to commit to prudent management of public funds? How can we get them to just chill, just calm down with the spending, with the profligacy? What do we do to get our political leaders to please small
read the room and just
you don't even need to just small the way they just spend money? So what are your thoughts? And then the second one is we are begging them to please manage the way they spend money, and here we are now. In order to manage the way they spend money, the president said, this is what I can afford as regards minimum wage. If you have a size, cut your coat according to the size you have. If you don't have a size, move on, basically. But what do you make of the president's statement, and how would you describe the way negotiations have been held from the moment the tripartite committee was inaugurated in January, and so far I think committee inauguration in this country has never ever gotten us anything at all. But it's fine. Let's have a conversation. Let's share your thoughts as regards what we're discussing.
Keep it very clean and short. Today is Friday, right?
Yes, today is Friday, so we don't have the luxury of 9:45. We'll be ending by 9:30 today. And we're live on Facebook, so you can drop your comments in the live chat section as well on Facebook. I will be reading it as the show progresses. This is Mainland 98.3 FM.
So let the 2 minutes be 2 minutes, please.
Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Yes.
Mr. Fᴏᴏ and sorry, I've forgotten your name.
Sandra.
Okay, Mrs. Sandra, good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, this is Mᴏᴏᴏ calling from Udini.
All right, sir.
Thank you very much. Something makes me to remember the comments of Mr. President in Ogun State about a few years ago before the election, when he said the former president Muhammad Buhari contested 𝐾𝐈𝐍𝐋𝐾𝐍𝐃, but the man managed to celebrate 7th Democracy Day Hilulule, the first Democracy Day of Mr. President Hilulule. What does that going to mean to the former president? Not just only that. My problem in this one is that why all the president, not only this one, all the presidents since 1999, apart from late Mrsôɪᴜ Aᴊɪɪභᴏ, that have the feeling of his people, this country in his heart, but God did it on his way, on his will. I mean, apart from him, I've never seen any good president since 1999 today that loved this country, that contested to become a president of this country because of the love he has for this country. Now we are complaining of hardship, we are complaining of hunger. The president went ahead and approved 90 billion to send to Hajj. Then then after that, now he's talking about the president also are talking about the two private jets to acquire 2 private jets for the president. What kind of country is this, for Christ's sake? Are we really mean well for some of these leaders? Are they really mean well for this country at all? Thank you very much, and God bless you.
Thank you as well. Thank you. We appreciate your contribution. Do they mean well? And we asked this question yesterday on Wednesday, rather, during the Democracy Day conversation, as regards the fact that why do political office holders, why do they vie for office? What's their plan?
Motivation.
What goes on? What's their motivation? What's the intent and purpose of saying I want to be the governor?
I don't know what I can answer, but from what we know, I don't think there's any good intention with it. I'm sorry.
Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Morning.
Mr. Fᴏᴏ and the Sandra. Morning, how are you?
Good morning.
Are you still in bed?
So, the topic this morning was...
Your name, sir?
My name is Mr. Anthony from Mᴏᴜ.
All right. Mr. Anthony, please go on.
Yeah. In fact, the labor contingent that went for
the ILO conference in Geneva, yeah.
The ILO conference. In fact, it shows that who we are as a people that normally preach preached to do as I say, don't do as I do, because what the same thing we accuse the politicians is what they have just said. This even at the peak of negotiation, they have not even shown that they have the interest of their workers. And coming to the negotiation point, the salary increase normally attracts inflation, and I know that we cannot be citing the legal salary that the politicians are earning, which we can even contest as in protest against it, because it is not our approval. It is not anywhere found in the whole world. And if it becomes a reference point, then we are saying take your own, so that I will start sharing this thing. It is not the best. You cannot use that one to as a reference point to the salary they are negotiating. They know that they are stealing. That is illegal. There are some of all these things we use some words that just to justify injustice. What I'm trying to say is that their salary is a criminal. It's criminal.
Thank you.
By every justification. So the labor should be sensitive about what this thing, because it's just about 20% we are talking of here. We're not talking of Nigeria.
Thank you, Mr. Anthony. It's all right. Thank you very much. Don't forget, we have just 2 minutes
Friday,
to share your thoughts and your submission, and we also still have to read messages as well. So please, let's try to manage our time. Would appreciate it.
Hello. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Fat.
Good morning.
Ajibola calling from Nicola.
All right. Please go on.
Mr. Fat, I said something we have to do. You are not on seat. And what I said is this: Nigerians, we don't always take care of or be sensitive to crucial things. And this thing is very, very is what is affecting us as a nation. There's nothing bad about somebody falling down. I will start from there. But this is what we see. Just be transparent, be plain, be truthful in everything you do. You hide what you want to pay from the masses. You fall down and you see I did that. No, I didn't fall down. Let that one slide. But why would you want to hide every little details from the oil sector you hide, from the power sector we hide? You don't even know what is going on in the country again. Nobody is knowing anything. And we are practicing democracy. Look at the funny thing. What is democratic in this things now? And people will just go and squander money on their own part, and you too will always squander your money. Now it is the legacy they laid. That's what Labour took. Because that is what they have been doing in their own too. When they go for housing, they will go pack unnecessary people that even that know nothing about what they are going to do. They pack them to that place. That is what the Labour too are doing too. If the leaders can do this thing, the followers will also do the same thing. That is why we said the leadership starts from the top. We can't correct anything from the grassroots. They should start from that. When they made a good example, people will follow it. Like the example is what the bad example is. That is what the Labour can also take. So that's my take this morning. God bless this nation.
Amen. Thank you very much. I appreciate. That last part is very important. Hello. Okay, we lost that one. Let's take some WhatsApp messages. Good morning. I really pity Dangote. His problem is already _Arijẹ nídìí ìbàjẹ́ syndrome in Yoruba land. For Labour, I've always told them to canvass for slash in legislative take-home rather than increase salaries. What is the essence of attending ILO conference when the house is not settled? Many states such as Niger and Zamfara make humongous income from mining, which are not fully reflected in federal income. There should be state autonomy. Look, I think it's saying local government autonomy. Ifeanyi Ash from Asheshe sharing that particular one. I also have here, good morning. Mr. Fuad is asking relevant questions. Sandra is moderating with good understanding of the fact that Nigeria builds to fail. If it is not to build to fail, why will the governors go against local government autonomy? Or why did President Tinubu sell forlorn hope to the people without announcing 100,000 naira minimum wage in his June 12 address? Instead, he irritated the people more by saying he understood their pains. The president decided to stew in his pancake on inauguration with his subsidy removal declaration and his use of right to constitute his cabinet to settle his huge political and electoral loans. Recommendations. There is no such thing as peaceful protest. The media should help to change the narrative so as to possibly provoke the people to addressing the assault on their sensibilities or continue to complain. Tochukwu Adele Thompson from Obanikoro. Let's continue with the peaceful protest. Thank you very much for your contribution. However, it's appreciated. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Sandra.
Good morning, Gege Joshua. I need you to speak louder.
I'm not hearing you at all.
Okay. Good morning, Lady Sandra. That's what.
Good morning. Good morning.
See, to be sincere, I have no sympathy for whatever the federal government is doing to labor. See, I don't want to feel anything about their plight at all. Did you know this same civil servant go to the police station now that you want to arrest somebody? They will tell you to bring fuel money. Go to NIN that you want to register. They will make you to stand in queue from morning till night.
I've just said that government to have their own delegation, you know, so.
Yeah, I understand. Why? Yes, government has their own problem. See, almost over 100, over how many numbers? Number of member of labor member are due sponsor to this place now. Why? So somebody was saying this morning that every month they pay 4,000 naira to the NSC from their salary. You understand me? So you are using people's salary, you are using people's money and whatever resource. They are the same. I just will come now and some people will be crying for them. What concerns them with labor? If they like, the federal government like.
Hello, Sandra. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, Ogami Fuad, how are you? Good morning.
I'm fine. Good morning, sir.
Welcome.
Yeah, Peter Monse from Shomolu.
You're welcome, sir.
The long and short of it is that let them keep enjoying. At least you have been hearing things worse than this before. Where are those people today? A leveler is coming one day. You cannot pay workers take home pay, no survival pay. Then look at the number of people you sponsor to a program that you can be online. Because if you feel that our economy is stressed, why do you this huge number of people to a program that they don't have anything to do there? And you cannot pay 250,000 naira, which is even for me not enough for what is happening today. A family of 4 cannot feed with 250,000. Feeding on, not to talk of house rent, not to talk of their NEPA bill, not to talk of fuel, you move around, not to talk of school fees of the children. So what is Tinubu telling us? That you want to pay what you can afford. But you can afford here, you can afford planning for another presidential date. You can afford taking a huge party on June 12th. You can afford all those type of money that don't make sense. You don't have money in the country to buy prepaid meter for Nigerians. You cannot take a step and tell discos, stop this obnoxious and this devilish estimated billing system on Nigerians. A court passed a judgment. He said they should stop this banning something, and they refuse to stop. They refuse to obey their court. You see, what? Sandra, one day God is coming. Death will come and level all of us, and they will go and give accounts before God because they feel we cannot do them anything. They talk. They talk 8 years of Buhari well, and they talk. We have started talking again.
Thank you.
God will not talk. God will take action. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Peter Monse. I appreciate your contribution. I'll take some messages further. I have here, good morning, Mr. Fuhad and Sandra. On focus discussion, the president has done it again. Sponsorship to Geneva ILO is minimum wage actualized. Okay. It's unfortunate we are just warming up. Please, what is the way out? The economy situation is excruciating. Temidayo Idimo Fuadu say, take care of yourself. This government is the most wasteful government, only to please politicians and political associates. May God bless and protect Fuhad and Jerry Eruba in Ikeja sharing that one on WhatsApp. All right, let's take some Facebook messages. We have quite a number of messages on Facebook. Thank you very much. I have here Chika Bende from Trade Fair is saying, for federal government to say they don't have more than 62,000 naira is living in denial because they know they have more than that. Anyway, I blame the labor for calling off the strike they embarked on, which was already gaining momentum. Then on the death of the miners again, less than 1 week from the previous one, we'll tell you how unserious our government is. Yeah, that's another one again.
Niger State.
Niger State again. Yes. Who's our Minister for Mining Resources?
Adele Alake. He should be around. I'm sure he's not at the ILO conference. No concern now.
Are you sure?
Well, I'm not sure of anything again in this country.
It's okay. Let's leave it at
that. OBNC is not there.
Because it's everywhere. I didn't want to say it, but
okay. Let's just move on.
It's okay. 𝐷𝴏ᴜ, this government is really provoking me with the manner they spend money and yet claim that there is no money. 21 billion to renovate VP's house and another billions to put up a car park. Tinubu came to power to enrich himself and politicians. Are they vexed too? And that's 𝐷𝴏 sharing that one on Facebook. We also have here Patrick Obiazor is saying, I have always maintained that you cannot have any democracy where 90% of the citizens are largely illiterate, impoverished, and subject to manipulations by the few political elites using religion, tribe, and a few cups of rice to continue to perpetuate themselves in power. In Niger State, there's currently a catastrophe resulting in deaths. Meanwhile, the governor, his deputy, and the assembly speaker are still enjoying Hajj.
He's actually in Hajj. That's another
with the same citizens' money. Tomorrow, the survivors will still be manipulated to vote for these same characters. Is that democracy? Nigerians are apparently living in a Gaza-like country, yet the same citizens are defending and making excuses for the government that is daily inflicting pains on them. What manner of democracy is this? Yes.
Well, that's what you get when you weaponize poverty and weaponize illiteracy. Sorry.
Yes,
the
illiteracy
combined is that's what you get. When you weaponize illiteracy and poverty, people can't think straight. They continue to support their captors,
and they think of now. They don't think long term because they need to eat now.
Exactly.
Because they thought.
You know what they say? I don't know what the politicians say. 𝐷𝴏ᴜ.
All right, I also have another one here. Chijioke from Isolo is saying National Assembly is currently asking for purchase of new aircraft for Tinubu and Shettima. Well, actually, it's for the president and vice president, but it's okay. After 21 billion VP building renovation, these politicians spend over 200k on each of their dogs monthly, but feel a family of 6 or more can make do with 62,000 naira. It's okay. Nigerians know ways of wasting resources. Tinubu want to summit with highest delegates, while blame Labour now. Fuad, apart from emptying public treasury, most of these so-called politicians have nothing to offer. I blame my INEC chairman and Supreme Court for the pains we are passing through as at today. Who do Nigeria, Sandra? Why are you asking me?
Why is blame the INEC chairman and the Supreme Court?
And the Supreme
I
Court.
think we should blame ourselves as a people, really. Until we are ready to fix this country, nothing will change. That's why I say we are not the disciplined people. It's as simple as that.
Let's go back to the phone line 0913-6000-410. This is Mainland 98.3 FM, and you're on to Mainland Focus. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Omobola.
Good morning.
Good morning, Fuad.
Good morning, Pastor Ambrose.
Yes, always spot on. My name is Ambrose, and we thank God for another day. Fuad Omobola. Government is milking Nigerians with millions and billions and trillions. And NLC, they say they are paying for 4,000 naira, and we are angry with NLC, with the labor workers. Can you see how we are thinking? What am I trying to say? Anything that has to do with the masses, we will criticize. But if government let them use anything, we will not talk about it. I'm sure from what we are seeing, government also sent delegation to the labor.
Yes, now government delegates is 108.
Okay.
No, wait.
Did you hear everybody talk about it?
And the minister has 2 people accompanying her. Just
Apart from the
delegates, 2 people follow minister.
Did you hear people who are criticizing Labour talk about that? You have said it already, this thing. Do you know when the president fell, so many people, like we said, it's a human being.
It's a normal
Many people tell us that Joe Biden fell and all of that. How does that change the price of food? How does that affect me? We are all human. So anybody can have issues with health. But why is it that when we want to run people down, we just run those who want Nigeria to be good? And the politicians who run Nigeria ground will come on there to defend them. it will surprise you that some of these people, they don't have any affiliation to government. So I'm telling you, it's just that they have been impoverished and rendered mentally, so that their thinking will just be how, to support government. We are in this thing, things that used to be 1.5, it's almost 10,000 naira now for paint bucket too. It has overtaken right too.
I think I was told yesterday that the Derrica of beans is now 2002 or 2003.
It has overtaken right too, and nobody is talking. There is everywhere, and I learned that when you are coming from the north, there are so many securities immediately you enter the south, and that's why these things are expensive, and nobody is talking. And then we keep on defending government. At least we elected them so that they can perform. What are they doing? Is it all these things that is formal food and gari that has become food now?
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I'm sure you are enjoying this country. Everybody that has opportunity.
It's a big girl. Girl.
Thank you very much, Pastor Ambrose. I appreciate. I tried to also form a committee so we can also, go and meet Fuad somewhere and have a minimum wage conversation. But even Fuad himself he wanted to join the committee.
Let's all be in the committee.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Yes.
Good morning.
Thank you for your analysis. You are doing a great job. God can bless you.
Yes, it's okay.
Look, it's to see that Nigeria.
Your name, sir.
Abdullah Ghani is my name.
Okay.
Coming from Bega.
You are welcome.
Thank you. To see that Nigeria that they are not serious about the plight of masses. Look at the way Tinubu and the Senate President jokingly talking about that day on the Eagle Square. That means they don't take us serious. It's I can afford to pay what I can pay, and these people should cut the clothes according to the size. If we won't get
size at
size, if we won't get at all, they are laughing over it, talking to this very sarcastic over it. Do you think they are not serious? They are not serious. They look at us as animal or people that are not important. That's the way they take us. They continue to embezzle our money, stealing and enjoying themselves. That the country is only meant for them. God will see them through. It's a question of time. Are they the one that was there before? It's a question of time. Time is everything. When that time comes, everybody will pay for their evil. Everybody will pay for their evil. It's a question of time. Let them continue thinking that there's nothing anybody can do to them. Thank you very much. God will continue to bless Nigeria.
Amen. Thank you very much.
I will pray to see a good leader in the future. We see people that are committed, people that are interested in this country, development of this country. We pray that God.
Oh, yes. Amen.
I was actually praying.
That's a good one. Yeah. Hello.
Hello, good morning. Sandra, how are you?
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Good stuff. My name is Fred from Lekki.
Fred.
So this whole thing, yes, Fred from Lekki, yes. So I think it's systemic. The marginalization is systemic. Not allowing a minimum wage which is acceptable and realistic is systemic, because the average rich man or wealthy man doesn't want the poor man to rub shoes with him. Doesn't want him to eat where he eats, to dine where he dines, probably drive the same car he drives, live in the same neighborhood, have the same girlfriends or whatever it is. So they want to suppress you, subject you, impound you in a place that you can be contained, so you can continue to serve them.
That's weaponization of poverty. That's what you are saying.
Correct. So it's systemic. So nobody's going to let you have $500,000 naira or 1 million naira as a minimum wage for a regular policeman on the road, because that way you've now allowed, you open access to him to come and have the thing that you can afford, to sit on the same flight that you can sit on, to buy the same business class ticket, to say hello to you in public. So it's systemic. That's the way I look at it anyway. Good morning.
But to what Fred has said, Sandra, we're not even saying we should afford what they afford. But at our level, we should be able to live a decent life. If they can buy Maybach, the most luxurious cars, we should have a decent public transportation system that is affordable and decent.
Correct.
So a system that works. We don't want to fly, business. Everybody should not fly business. But Nigerians should be able to go to a good school, irrespective of who you are, where you are. That's what we're saying. We can afford those things. The reality is that the things we can't afford is the greed of our political class. That's as simple.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Fred.
I totally agree with you guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Fred. Yes, good morning. And this is still Mainland 98.3 FM. I'll take some WhatsApp messages at this time now. I have here Adeyemi Kamoru from Satellite Town is saying about minimum wage. Media should let the public know that minimum wage is for level 1, step 1 with allowance level 1 can collect up to 180,000 per month now, not for all civil service. You should let the people know the truth.
We have talked about consequential adjustments and we've explained it. 1 to 7 minimum wage, every other thing is adjusted.
Once this happens to the list,
then to move up gradually. We understand it. Let's even first agree on what we want to pay. That's reasonable first.
All right, I also have here, it's unfortunate that both the NLC and the government are just dribbling Nigerians. How can Labour, who claims to be protecting the interest of workers, now travel with such a huge number of delegates to Geneva to attend Labour conference? No wonder a democratically elected president is issuing order that 62,000 naira is what the government can order to pay as can afford to pay as minimum wage. I'll continue to reiterate to the ear of those who care to listen that not until we have political office holders that have the fear of God and citizens at heart, the country will not get to the promised land. My advice is that Nigerians should rise to shun ethnicity, religion and vote buying so that we can get back our country from all these corrupt people. God bless Nigeria. Temitope Anotoye from Ijagemo community on WhatsApp sharing that one. We also have Good Morning Mainland FM. Their salary is criminal. Their salary is what is causing us insecurity. Their salary can as well be seen as treason. Engineer Bonnie from Alimosho. Thank you very much. I think ever since the revelation of the 29 million naira monthly, a lot of people have just been very, very angry. Well, Muiwa on Facebook. Let's take some Facebook messages. Muiwa from Abuja on Facebook is saying, good morning, Mainland FM. Anybody that preaches the sermon of no money among political leaders is an enemy of humanity. Mr. Fᴜᴏᴜ has always said consistently that the narrative changes whenever it comes to allocating resources to the common man, and I can't believe less. It is hard to identify political leaders in Nigeria of today who is truly interested in improving the welfare of the common man. If we don't reform our political system on time, we will continue to have people whose sole agenda to be in corridor of power is to feed fat on our commonwealth and fulfill life ambition. The day a politician wins election into any office and no party is organized because the office is not juicy again is the day Nigeria will start getting better. Miwa from Abuja sharing that one. Still on Facebook, we also have Sunday Daniel from Ikeja. Good morning, Mainland FM. I think why all the leaders leave for the conference is because no one wants to be left alone to face the heat alone. Which heat?
Sana, let's quickly talk about this. We did a 21 billion to build a befitting residence for the vice president.
To renovate.
The vice president. Yeah. What's the size of number 10 Downing Street, where the Prime Minister of Britain stays?
It's
a 3-bedroom, Sandra. And the Prime Minister of an economy that is 10 times bigger than that of Nigeria gets this done in a 3-bedroom.
Everybody will say White House.
So we look at White House now. but again, the operations of White House, we're talking, it's not the Aston Villa, Sandra. White House is supposed to be the entire structure of governance. So it's not even we are talking of a residence. It's not even his office.
And I also need Nigerians to know that the White House, that's where the Oval Office is. That is where that's the sleeping quarters of the president as well. The sleeping quarters of the president and the
administrative duties are done
administrative duties are everything is done there.
Practically, as far as the presidency is concerned.
The DSS that's where their office is. That's where
So what I'm saying is that look, if you're going to be doing 21 billion for a residence where his family will be staying, for the VP. So he doesn't have where he's staying now. Where did Yemi Osinbajo stay?
I was gonna go there.
So again,
maybe Prof didn't use the house well.
Sandra, if we move 21 billion into 4 federal universities in Nigeria,
you said that earlier
I know what it will do.
Uduak Utong on Facebook is saying Nigerian political leaders don't care. Please, do they listen to you guys at all? They like to show off. Imagine the amount of delegates to ILO. It's unfortunate. Frederick Moka on Facebook is also saying ILO is another way to send your cronies for dollar rain. Don't expect anything more than 62,000 for the minimum wage. Sew your coat according to your size. If you have size, Abi. Okay, well, let's take a few more calls and wrap things up with some messages. It is still Mainland 98.3 FM. Hello, good morning.
Hello.
Yes. Good morning.
Good morning. Yeah, the line is breaking. Would you move a bit?
It's not breaking. But don't start now.
Okay, continue.
Carry on. Carry
on.
on. I was not the one that
We can hear you now. It's better now.
Mr. Ford, were you in Nigeria when Abacha died?
Of course, yes.
They were buying 3 beers. In fact, in my street, they bought carton for carton of beer. Nigerians leaders should be very careful. Abacha was so detached from the people that when he died, people were buying beer and drinking. The first bottle of beer I drank as a small boy was that time. It's very bad. Look at you. They are going to cost 62,000 on the workers, even when they say they don't want 62,000. What is the real thing you want to do? You are telling what you can afford. And Mr. Ford, are you aware that a plane that is 12 years old, that the one that claiming is 12 years old, is not brand new plane by international standards? And you want to go and buy another one, and they are saying that, oh, they don't want the safety of the president or this. No, go and check the American one. Go and check on that 30 years, 40 years. They are using it, and they are telling me that, oh, you want to buy. They don't want to make money. That's all. They are not even interested in the plane. Do you know how much they make from buying the plane?
Good morning. Thank you very much, Mr. Kangbelina. Appreciate it. Hello.
Hello, Mr. Sandra. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, this is John calling from Ojota.
All right, Mr. John.
Yeah, Mr. Fouad, thank you so much.
Good morning, sir.
Yes, in a presidential speech, which we see as an empty speech that day, I observed something. He was saying for the next, we only spend 1 year, for the remaining of 5 years or less than this much. I want to know, maybe they have already manifesting that 6 year single term. Because I listened to it over and over, he said for the remaining 5 years or less. So they have been manifesting that without passing the bill. So that single term of 6 years. So this is how we are going to be suffering in Nigeria. We cannot. Okay, now let's evaluate now. Pass heroes pass. They have changed the slogan that said about pass heroes pass. See, where are we going in this country now? Now, okay, they are buying presidential another jet for presidential. Okay, what is the day? Melekiari. Dunamu says subsidy is a scam. Melekiari is still the one in the first sector. He himself has joined the scam. If you come and announce so that re-announce yourself, say, okay, we are paying this thing. Let the price of fuel come to, if you cannot fix the refinery. Let us be managing what we have now. Okay, evaluate Obasanjo and Tinubu now. Now we are wasting rice. We are wasting Gari because Obasanjo walks in a street of Songwater. He still wasted a
Right.
Who can throw away a now? Who can throw away rice now? No, all this thing, God is on the throne. God will judge them.
Amen. Yes, it's all right. Thank you very much. Well, that's all the phone calls that we can take for this morning, unfortunately. But let's see, we have a few more messages that we can use to wrap things up. I have here Iyabo from Bagada is saying, we all know what Labour is asking for is not realistic. Just be calming down, Mr. Fouad, and nothing do your steez. It's all right. And that's Iyabo sharing that one.
Steez?
Your swag.
Oh, I know swag.
No, steez now. That's the
That's the
new one.
word
Yeah.
now. Steez.
Steez. Yeah.
Is that an English word or you just started your jargon from somewhere?
I told you that Daisy will take you through. Show. Good morning, Mainland FM. For those who have been praying to God concerning Nigeria and our so-called leaders, expecting miracles, I sympathize with you. You wait in vain. Take it or leave it. Our problems here are self-inflicted. As Fuad lectured us some days ago as regards what's that? Afinishé and Afinishé.
Don't worry. But to Yabo, I've said it. Labour's demand is not unreasonable, but it's unrealistic. I've said it.
Let me finish with this one now. Our government have A1 in when it comes to wasteful spending. With this present crop of leaders, we are heading nowhere. Nigeria is doomed. Can anybody tell me the rationale behind this overbloated number of delegates to the ILO conference with borrowed funds, the same way this government appointed 48 ministers to help him squander the commonwealth of this nation? What are those that protested in Ojota? APC has killed this country. God is watching. Victor Aloy from Ikeja sharing that one. I also have here Emeka Moses still on WhatsApp. With Nigeria we have today inflation wise, I still wonder how 62,000 naira will feed a family of 6 for a month. Average of 2,000 naira per day. Can the politician take this minimum wage and use it to survive? It's unfortunate. And that's Emeka Moses sharing that one. Still on Facebook, we have Alabama Ade. Good morning. Our leaders should show example. The reckless spending should stop. I also have here Owen from Lagos is saying this travel expedition by Labour seems more like a paid vacation by federal government, while Akpabio and co do what they know how to do best, which is stamping anything that comes to the house. Owen from Lagos, thank you very much. There's a possibility of the fact that whilst they are in the ILO conference, the president quickly send what he wants to send to the house.
They will come back and meet it.
Yeah, that's right. All right, I also have Law Ugba saying, Mainland FM, thank you for informing and sensitizing the public. And that's from Law from Shogunle. All right, that's a wrap for today on Mainland Focus. Thank you very much, Said Fuad, for your time. Appreciate. But of course, join Said Fuad by 6 p.m. on Sunday on Political Roundtable with his League of Analysts. We'll be having a detailed conversation as regards all of the trending stories on the political scene. But in the meantime, 𝐽𝐾𝐈𝐍𝐋𝐾𝐍 will be in the Situation Room by 4 p.m. today for further discuss as regards all of the hot topics around the country. My name is Omobola Sandra. The Morning Express continues with Agview half hour in a bit, and after that, Sage Babalola